So in that first box on the farthest to the left, I want you guys to write less than. So if you see a sign that looks like that, you will know that the number on the left side is less than the number on the right side. Does everybody have less than written in that box? Awesome. Abby, what do you think the next one is?
Less than or equal to.
And how come?
Because it has to be the four equal part.
Right, because what's underneath that less than sign? Yeah, perfect. And then Jamari, what do you think this next one is? The open side faces the left. Yeah, perfect. How'd you know that was greater than? I just know. That works, that works. So you know that your greater than, that open part of this symbol, is going to be facing the bigger number. And then Ashton, what did you put for the last one? And how'd you know it was greater than or equal to? Yeah, perfect. So if it has that line underneath, you know it's got to be less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. And Abby, can you read that next sentence that we have?
When we work with inequalities, we use a blank to show our solution. What do you think that is?
Awesome. We use a number line. So I want you guys to all write number line in that blank right there. And Antoine, why do you think we use a number line when we talk about inequalities?
To see which way you're going.
Yeah, no, that's perfect. Perfect answer. So you use a number line because it kind of helps show you which way you're going with those numbers, right? So if you want to say less than or greater than, you can point in the direction that's supposed to be less than or greater than, and it kind of helps you remember which way you're doing it. So when we have rules for graphing, the ones that have the greater than and less than or equal to, when you're graphing on a number line, there's something special about those circles, right? They have to be closed, because that way you know that it can also equal the number that is on the number line. So I want everybody to write a big colored in circle on this first line right there. So Jamarian, why is that circle colored in? Right, because it's equal to. So Ashton, if you see a colored in circle on a number line, what is that telling us? Or it can be what or equal to and what we're equal to.
What?
Yeah, or greater than, right? As long as you know that it's equal to also, that's what that like colored in circle is. Antoine, what do you think it is if it's less than or greater than without that equal sign? What is that circle gonna look like?
Empty.
Yeah, perfect. So everybody should have an empty circle on that second line, right? And Abby, what does that empty circle mean?
It's greater than or less than.
Awesome, but it's not gonna be what?
Equal to.
Perfect. So we're gonna go over these ones on the bottom together. So these tiny number lines right underneath your boxes. Let's talk about how we're gonna fill each one of them in. So Antoine, what's that first problem say for number one? Look at that chart right above there. It'll help you figure out what that symbol means.
X less than or equal to 2.
Perfect. Awesome. So Ashton, where do you think that circle is going to go on that number line? And is it going to be filled in or empty? Filled in. Awesome. So I want everybody to write that filled in circle over that 2 on the number line. And then Abby, which way is that arrow going to point? To the left or to the right?
To the right.
To the right. What do you think? Hold on. Before you write that, why do you think it would be to the right? If it's going to be less than, it means it's smaller, right?
Yeah.
So which way is smaller than 2?
Left.
Left. Awesome. And how do we know?
negative? Yeah.
So it goes towards the negatives, right? Because if you have a positive number and you're getting smaller, if it's going to be less than that, then you got to go to the left on that number line.
So it's 2, negative 2.
So there's no like set answer for these yet, right? So we're just saying any number that's less than 2. So you're just pointing an arrow that looks like that. So if you guys look at the board, I want your papers to look exactly like that. So there's that filled in dot, and you just draw an arrow to the left. We're not solving right now. We're just learning what those number lines looks like. So Jamarian, what number would you put your circle on for number 2? Perfect. Would it be an open circle or a closed circle? Awesome. So everybody to have an open circle on that -4. And we know that x is going to be less than -4 in this one too. So Antoine, which way are you going if you're going to be less than?
To the left.
To To the left. Awesome. So everybody should have a little circle on there with an empty middle and the arrow pointing left. And Ashley, why do we go left if it's less than? Because it's getting awesome. Perfect. Jamarian, where do we put in the number on number 3? In that circle on number 3.
Greater than
So what number?
3.
Perfect. So you got what kind of circle, Antoine? A full circle or an empty circle?
Yeah.
What's that sign say?
Why is full?
Yeah, how come it's full?
Well, that.
It's getting greater than or what? What about that sign tells us that we gotta fill in that circle?
Line under.
Yeah, perfect, that line under it, right? So everybody should have a full circle on that one. And Abby, which way is your arrow pointing?
So the right,
How come?
because it's greater than, yeah.
Right, so you know that that X, that letter, whatever is there, has to be bigger than the number 3. And we know that if we're going bigger, we're gonna go to the right on the number line. Yeah, Ashton?
You know the little sign tells you which way to put the arrow, right?
Exactly. There you go. It's a good trick. So if you look at that sign, it's telling you which way your arrow is going to go. So Ashton, what are you doing for number 4 then?
You're putting it on the 0 and going that way.
What's that way? Right or left?
Right.
Awesome. And is it an empty circle or a full circle? How come?
Because it doesn't have a line.
Perfect. Because it doesn't have a line. I'm glad you caught yourself. Otherwise you're about to stand for 60 seconds. Oh no. Okay, I want you guys to put your pencils down for a second and turn to the board. We're going to do a quick example together talking about numbers. So we have something that looks like 2x plus 2 is less than 4, okay? So the first thing we got to do, if we pretend like this isn't there, what does this look like? Stuff that we've done last week, right? There's like an equal sign here. It's exactly like what you guys have done before. So Antoine, what's the first thing you do when you see that you've got both numbers and letters on this left side? What are you trying to get rid of? What do you know you can put on the right side right now? Can you move this 2x or can you move that 2? Are you sure about that? Is there an x over here? Yeah, there you go. You want to move that 2. And how do we move that 2, Jamarian? What do we have to do? Yeah, perfect. You got to do the inverse, which is what, Abby?
-2.
Awesome. And Ashton, where do we put that other -2? Do we do it from this 2x or do we do it from this 4?
4.
Perfect. How come?
Because it's supposed to be on both sides.
Awesome. So we did the opposite of that 2. We undid it. And then, Antoine, what do we have left on this left side here? Awesome. And Jamarian, what do we do with this sign? We just put it down. And then what's left on the right side, Jamarian?
2.
Perfect. So then, Ashton, what do we have to do now? We still have numbers left with this letter over here, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we got to do with it? Oh, you can't see it? You want to stay here for a second? So we got 2x is less than 2. What do we have to do with these 2's? Perfect. Ashton said we got to divide. Jamarian, what do we divide both sides by? Perfect. Because why, Antoine? Yeah, we got to get what by itself? Perfect. So what happens to these 2's over here? Yeah, awesome. And then 2 over 2 equals what? 1. So we have x is less than 1 left. So it doesn't just equal 1, right? That means it has to be less than the number 1. And remember how we plugged those numbers in before to check your answer with that one-step equation? So Abby, what would you do to check this one? You'd have to
Just
pick,
rewrite it and just put in a 1.
but you can't use a 1, right? Because it can't be equal to it. So it's got to be smaller than 1.
Well, then put that little sign there and then
Yeah, so you can use a number like 0, right? Because 0 is less than the number 1. So if we put in this 2, pick that number, 0, plus 2, is that going to be less than 4? So Jamarian, what's 2 times 0? Awesome. Plus 2 is what?
What, me?
Sure, you can answer, Abby. Perfect. So is 2 less than 4, Antoine? Yeah, there you go. So that's how you can double check your answers with that. I want you guys to copy this example now in your packets, wherever you have space on the bottom of that page. So I want to see everybody plug in the problem, how you went through all those steps to find the answer, and then how you checked it. So it's just the same steps that we did with those ones from last week. The only difference is instead of finding one answer that's gonna be, or one number that's gonna be your answer, it's like a whole number line that are gonna be your answers. Don't worry, we're gonna go over a lot of practice problems too.
Why do we have so many names right here?
You guys are gonna have a couple extra kids in your English class today.
Oh, but who's Joshua?
We'll talk about that later though. Good question. So you guys are done copying that example down. Put your pencils down and as a front so that I know we can keep going. Bonus points for anybody that tells me where I put the clicker down.
Where you what?
Anybody can find the clicker before me, win.
It's probably on the board.
Bonus point for you. Well, I see some good notes on Antoine's paper. Jamarian's got it written down, awesome. Abby's got it down. And Jamarian, tell us what our answer is for this one again that we just did. X is what? What's your answer say? The one on the board we're just looking at. What's that answer?
Oh my gosh, that scared me.
Laser beams.
X is
Less than 1. Awesome. And which way is that going to point on the number line, Antoine? Left or right? Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. Left. That's great. Okay, so I want you guys to work with your table partners. I'm going to have Abby and Jamarian work together, and Antoine and Ashton, I want you guys
Oh,
to work
please
together.
switch us. Please, for my sake.
No talking back. You guys are going to work together, and I'm going to watch you. But if you're not working well together, you're both going to have consequences. I want you guys to flip the page and look at your guided practice section. You guys are going to see that number line, right? You need to write the example with the numbers in that left box, and then I want you guys to write exactly like what that sentence is on the right side. So you should have something like x is less than 6 on the left, and then all numbers that are less than 6. So you guys need to sit next to each other and talk it out, okay? I'm counting on you to be responsible human beings and speak with
I'm
each
not
other.
responsible human being.
You are responsible, and Ryan and Abby, you guys work together.
What are we supposed to do?
Yeah, what these are we're supposed to be doing. It's only for the next 5 to 7 minutes, you guys are fine.
5 to 7 minutes.
The less you talk to me and the more you talk to him, the faster it'll go.
He's supposed to be explaining this to me.
That's all, tell me what's going on. You guys don't have something written on your paper by the time I get over there.
You find out
Alright, you guys are
the
first.
bed,
Classes,
do it.
what do you got?
And that's 4.
What you
the
writing?
bed from the floor. Then over here you put.
Alright, you're super close.
Four.
Tell us. Is it just grade or is it both? Awesome, perfect, that's awesome though. Killing it. That's okay, alright, what do you got? Ready to be blown away?
Okay, I know that means greater than or whatever. Greater than or less than. But I don't know which way the arrow goes.
So it's pointing to which way, Antoine? Help
It's
me.
pointing that way.
Which means what?
Because that, I
Are
don't know.
those numbers gonna be bigger than the number that the circle's on or small? Perfect, so that's fine. Is it greater than or less than which one? Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
And what are, actually, what's he missing on that sign right there? Right, because what is that for
Oh,
circling?
I was just.
There you go. Awesome. And yeah, keep writing those sentences on the right. That was good. This is less than -2. Perfect. Awesome. Over, guys. We have to what? Yeah, that's what the instructions is like. So what do you have for this one? Awesome. What's missing in this last one right here? You're super close. What's missing on that number? There you go.
So would that be a cloud right there?
Yeah, perfect. How come?
Because they know it's what's on the
Exactly. What is this dark circle telling us? It's not empty, right? The number's right. And you know that your x is less than, so that's good. No, you were right the first time.
So I just had to put the line on
Exactly. How come? Don't say it. How do you know that line under it?
because it's greater than whatever.
Right, it's graded, and that means it's gotta be either less than or what?
Equal.
or equal to, right? So make sure that's in your sentence in there too. Perfect, what you guys has to do next ones. Awesome, yeah, that's exactly right. Awesome. This one. Okay, when you guys are done working with each other, you can go ahead and work on the independent practice section, okay? Take the next 5 minutes, and you're doing the same stuff then. So you have to write the inequality on the left side, which is the number version, and then I want you guys to graph it this time instead of writing the number sentence. So keep an eye out for those full circles and those empty circles.
So we don't have to write
That's awesome. You do not have to write the sentence, it's already there, but you have to write the numbers and then graph. I want you guys to do the independent practice silently and independently. Gee, greater than negative. Alright, I see that. Perfect, alright, awesome. I want you guys to start working on the independent practice now for the next 5 to 7 minutes. Where are you going? Oh, there you go. If you guys have questions, just raise your hand. I'll keep talking around though. Less than 8, there you go, awesome. Don't forget to use this chart up here to help you with those signs, so if you're getting a little bit confused about which way to put them, use the charts up on the board. Chart out. Yeah, that's awesome work. If you have questions, I'll just dip fires up. Sorry. Take another minute or two, we're gonna wrap these up.
Oh. See, I was just thinking about that, and I was like, oh,
Very cool. Go on, guys, you flew through that. I want you guys to turn the page in your packets. You see a bunch of number lines, right?
well,
Yeah, you do.
yeah, you do.
So flip it over to that next side that says reinforcing key ideas. And Abby, can you read that top sentence out for us?
Solving inequalities is similar to solving equations, except that when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you must flip the inequality.
Awesome. So I want you guys to write flip in like capital letters, okay? This is going to be like the trickiest part of today's lesson. So everyone should have what word in that empty box?
Oh,
Flip. There you go.
wait, you want us to write it?
Oh, sorry, my fault. In that empty blank space where Abby just read. So solving inequalities is similar to solving equations, except when you multiply or divide by a negative number, you have to flip this symbol. So if I add a negative number, Antoine, am I going to flip it?
Yeah.
Are you sure about that? No. What if I subtract a negative number? Ashton, am I going to flip it?
That means you add, right?
If I subtract a negative number, do I have to flip it or no? Awesome. How come?
Just give us another one.
Because it's not part of this rule, right? So only multiplying and dividing by a negative number, you gotta flip it.
Oh, okay. So, if they're actually dividing, we have to.
Exactly. We're gonna go over a couple examples too, so don't worry. Ashton, can you read the solving inequality sentence in your packet?
You solve, and then part of the one you solve.
Algebraic equation, which is just like a really big word for 1 and 2 step problems. So don't be like thrown off by that word algebraic equation. It just means exactly what we did on the board there, 1 and 2 step equations. So I want you guys to write that in that blank right there, and then we're gonna go over one together.
You can spell that.
Algebraic.
Oh my gosh.
We gotta get you some glasses, girl.
You need to tell my mom that. Call her for me.
I feel like she would probably not love it if I was like, hey, your daughter needs glasses, she can't read in my class.
No, she wouldn't do that. Not my fault.
Okay, cool. When you guys are done, I want you to put your pencils down and eyes at the board so that I know we can move on. This board over here, sorry, sleep tag. Alright, we got 4 people. Cool. So, for example, if you have negative 2x minus 4 is less than 6, what's the first thing we're going to do, Antoine? Awesome. What do you got to do to the 4? Another 4 means you got to add it, right? And then, Jamarian, do we add the 4 to the 2x or do we add the 4 to the 6? Perfect. So then we have negative 2x left on this side. And Ashton, what do we do with this sign?
Flip. I feel like.
Not yet, right? Because we've only added the 4 so far. So we still keep it for right now. And we have a 10, so it should say negative 2x is less than 10. But now, what do we have to do with this negative 2, Abby?
You have to divide it.
Right, both sides by negative 2.
Yeah.
And then Ashton, what happens when you divide by that negative?
You divide.
But now what do you do with that sign?
I guess you flip it, I guess. I don't know.
Now you gotta flip it, right? Because this, we're dividing by a negative right here. So we're gonna have these cancel. We got x on that side. We gotta flip the sign. And then when 10 divided by negative 2 is, what did you say earlier? Positive or negative? Think about it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, negative. Because closer.
And because if you got different signs, it's bad and you get that negative, right? So I want you guys to all take your pencils and write this example down at the very bottom where there's all that white space, okay? Antoine, how come we had to flip that sign down there? Because it flips why? Why do we flip that one? What's that rule tell us? Because what happened? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
So flip it, you gotta add.
We didn't add it though, right? We did division. Yeah, exactly. We divided by a negative number. I want you to write that whole problem, okay? That's perfect answer. I want you to write that. All those steps out. See Antoine writing the whole problem. Ashley's got the whole problem going. So this is like the same thing as before, right? You have to put the numbers together to get the letters on the left side, and then you gotta get that letter all by itself. The only difference is if it's dividing or multiplying by a negative, you gotta flip that sign. If we don't flip the sign, if we had a less than negative 5, then you plug that back in there, the statement wouldn't be true. So like the equation that we started with would be like a lie. Alright, so I want you guys to look at these practice examples here. We're gonna go over them together, okay? Ashton, what does that first one say, number 1? Yep.
2x minus 8 is less than or equal to.
Perfect, awesome, thanks. So, Jamari, what's the first thing we gotta do for that one? 2x minus 8 is less than or equal to negative 8. What do we gotta do? Perfect, you got a plus 8 to both sides, right? So you add 8 to both sides, and then you got 2x on the left is less than or equal to 0. Excuse me, because negative 8 plus 8 is 0. And Antoine, what's 0 divided by anything? Awesome. So I want you guys to write all these examples down in your packet while we're talking about them, so that you have them there for later. And you guys are gonna graph them too. You got a question?
Why are we doing so much work?
What are you confused about? Antoine? About what?
You said right when you can.
Yeah, so just in this empty space, right, I want you to write these steps exactly like they are up on the board. So just like you would solve it. So Jamarian told us we had to add 8 to both sides, which was the perfect answer. We gotta keep that sign for right now. And then they told us we had to divide by 2. Antoine told us 0 divided by anything is 0. We know that these 2's cancel, so you guys can write that cancel sign on the left. And then we got x is less than or equal to 0. Why did we not flip the sign, Antoine? And we divided by a positive or a negative?
Positive.
Awesome, and you don't have to flip it unless it's what?
Negative.
It's hard to not say, I don't know, isn't it? Yeah, do you have a question?
No, that's
Okay, cool, no, thanks for offering help. So I want you guys to graph that now. X is less than or equal to 0 on that graph that's right next to it, right there. Perfect, Jamarian's already got it done. What's it look like, Jamarian? What does your graph look like? It's exactly right. Awesome, and which one is that arrow point? Awesome, so we're going to the left and we got a full circle on that 0 because it says less than or equal to. What's so funny? You don't know? Share with the class, I'm ready to laugh.
I don't know.
Abby thinks it's funny too.
I do last better.
True. Alright, Abby, what's number 2?
It's 3x plus 2 is greater than or less than 11.
Greater than or?
Equal to.
Awesome. And what do you do first with that?
Minus 2 from the 2 and the 11.
Perfect, so you subtract the 2 from both sides, and then Antoine, what do we got left? 9 on the right side, what's left on the left side? Is that a 0 there? What's with that x?
2.
Are you sure that's a 2?
Yeah.
Or a 2? What's left on both sides? 3x, awesome. So 3x is greater than or equal to 9. And then Ashton, what do we do with that? We gotta get rid of something else still. Yeah, divide both sides by 3. So then, Jamari, what do we get? X is greater than or equal to? What's 9 divided by 3? 3, perfect, awesome. So X should be greater than or equal to 3. I want you guys to graph that on that too. Abby's got it down perfectly. What does your graph look like?
I put like a full circle over the 3 and then I do line to the right.
Awesome. And Antoine, why is a circle a full circle, not an empty one?
Because it's less than which way?
Which one is that saying? Is it greater than or equal to or less than or equal to?
Greater.
Perfect. Yeah, greater than or equal to. So we know that it's gotta be, or it can equal 3 or it's gotta be bigger than 3. So your circle's gonna be full and pointing to the right. Anton, what does the problem number 3 say?
1/2 x minus 6 less than -8.
Yeah, less than what?
-8.
Perfect, awesome. So Jamari, what's the first thing we gotta do with this? Oh, guys got the giggles today, man.
Divide.
No, what's the first thing we gotta do? We're almost there.
Oh, yeah.
We have a -6 here, and we have a 1/2 x. What can we move to the right first? Oh yeah, add the 6, sorry, I couldn't hear you. So we add the 6 to both sides. And then what do we have left on the left side, Ashton?
Left side, you have to have.
With a what?
On half of x.
Awesome, you got 1/2 x, and then on the right side, what's negative 8 plus 6?
Negative 8 plus 2.
Same signs add, different signs?
What signs? It's 14, I think.
That's if you added them, but same signs add, these are different, so
These are not different signs, no negative.
you're adding a 6 and you have negative 8. Jamari, help her out, what do you do?
Negative 6.
Negative 2, awesome, Antoine.
Yeah.
There you go, and then Jamari, what were you gonna say? You said your hand raised? What do you do once you have that 1/2 x and then negative 2? What's the opposite of dividing? Awesome, so Abby, what do you multiply both sides by? Right, so what's the opposite of 1/2? It's good answer. You're right. So there's 1 on top and 2 on the bottom. The opposite is like that flip. So you do
So
times 2 over
yeah.
1 or 2.
Yeah.
And why do you do that, Antoine? Why do you multiply by 2? You got the giggles to it too, man.
Nah, it's because I want to say it. That's all.
I know you want to say it. This is the best rule I ever came up with. You're welcome.
I can still say it.
You can't still say it. You're gonna have a great leg workout. Why do you multiply by 2 on both sides?
Because you said to flip the 1 and 2, so it'd be 2 over 4.
Right, so here, let's look up at the board real quick. So if you gotta flip it, right, because you have a 1/2 x, and then it's gonna be less than negative 2, but we gotta get this x all by itself, right? So Jamari, to get this x by itself, how do we get rid of this 1/2? You can stand for 60 seconds.
What?
Same thing as
I know.
Jamari, you got 60 seconds.
I know that.
Because I'm a smart person. Oh, man, 60 seconds. Smarter than you give me credit for. Ashton, what do we have to multiply both sides by 2? Don't move from your desk.
Multiply both sides. Half.
Why do we multiply by 2?
Oh, because it's 2 plus 2.
Right, because we gotta get rid of this 1/2. So if you multiply it by 2, that's like the same thing as 2 over 1. And then what happens to these numbers, Abby?
They cancel.
Exactly. So you have to do what you do to one side, to the other side. Otherwise, it's not even. And then that gives you your x is less than what, Antoine? What's negative 2 times 2?
2 0. Negative 2.
What's 2 times 2? Stop guessing.
Negative
4.
4, and Antoine is a positive or negative? No one else answered. Negative, awesome. Why? Jamar, you can sit. Bigger number, well, and these are different signs, so they're bad when they're multiplied. That means they keep that negative sign, right? Awesome. So you should have that graph next to it done too. Is it going to be an open circle or an empty circle? Abby,
It's an open circle.
how come, Ashton?
Oh. I put it, I'm sorry, pretty much circles with building circle. Like, because it doesn't have a line.
Exactly, because it doesn't have the line underneath it. It's just less than negative 4, so it's not or equal to. All right, Antoine, why did we multiply this 1/2 by 2? Just cut your favorite sentence out of your vocabulary.
Because. Well, what you say?
Why did we multiply both sides by 2? Why did we have to get rid of that 1/2?
So you can get x by itself.
Exactly, and then why do we have to do it to this side too?
Now, I don't know about that side. I just know you had to get x by itself and then.
And you gotta keep both sides equal,
Yeah.
right? There you go, there you go. I want you guys to work with different partners this time. So I want you two to work together, and I want you two to work together on the guided practice. So flip that page, you'll see a bunch of graphs. I want you guys to solve that problem at the top and then graph it, just like we were doing with those practice problems. So I want you to talk to each other, figure out what the answer is, and then put that answer on that graph. There you go. All of the graphing. You gotta do your hair first, I understand. Don't think you got this.
I can multitask.
There you go.
That's stupid.
Wow, it's not one. Also start your mind. It's greater than. Is that a positive 6 or negative 6? Your 9 is positive. You should start with 3 equals bigger than that. Awesome, so it's gonna be positive or negative. Perfect. How do that two on the bottom now.
That's 26.
Yeah, there you go, exactly. Perfect, and we'll do that right side.
I don't know what the dates, probably one, so.
So we got that outside, so don't forget to keep the sign, right? Otherwise you're gonna use it later. Just a sound like
Right.
you want to for this,
That's
and
what
two
I'm
also.
gonna do, I'm gonna work that.
Cause you always gotta do. Exactly, balance is perfect. So I'm gonna add it, so X is perfect. X is not about one, I think you're gonna know one itself. So you just add that yourself over there. And then what's it gonna be greater than? What's 6 times 2? Perfect. There you go, you got your answer. And then we flip that sign, make sure you keep that down, that way you can cover it. Or we left it like it was.
Real quick, on subtract number one down.
Yeah, and there was no negatives that we multiplied or divided by. It's awesome, perfect. What you got? Perfect, yeah, that's exactly right. What happened? Yeah, exactly. It's awesome. And you got your first. Right here. Then keep that sign. And when you do the right side, multiply it to this.
So, yeah.
So, yeah, there you go. Yeah, exactly. Say that next is greater than one. Six times four. Perfect, awesome. And then just write that out. X is greater than 12. Awesome, Lord. What you got? Exactly. Yep, exactly. So that's the same thing as saying what 1/2 is, right? If there's not a number, there's always a 1 next to that letter.
No, I was looking at your face, was like, oh.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looks like. Perfect. Awesome. Well, what you grab something? Is that a Kelvin circle or is that an OG circle? There you go. How come? Exactly, perfect. Switch it up to that.
Plus, whatever that sign is,
Awesome. That's
sign
what
is,
you do that first. Now what you do, you got block and what's the name for it? Right, share? Exactly. So we have multiplication right here. What's the opposite of multiplication? Are you sure about that? Was that it? So subtraction and addition onto each other. What awesome. So what do you do by both sides? Perfect. And it's a positive 4 or negative 4. Don't change it because I asked you. You're not wrong. Is that a positive 4 or negative?
It's a positive, so it's a negative for that.
you divide by
That's
five.
when you subtract, right? Right now we're just dividing. So you just gotta divide by that exact number, just like you always have. And then do we, what do we at the bottom? Awesome. Do we keep this side or do we flip it? I'm not really sure about that, because I'm positive or negative, what do we divide by? How do we change it?
Look at the negative.
Exactly, awesome. I think you like that. What you got here? It's perfect. Awesome work. That's okay. Keep it up,
So we subtract everything from both sides of 4.
yeah, what's this plus sign doing here?
Oh my gosh, I was asking if we should keep that in there.
No, you don't need the plus sign, you just need that, and then we'll let you sign.
So we're supposed to divide.
Exactly, perfect. Yeah, yeah.
I scribbled a lot.
So that's the best thing to do, that's awesome.
So we're supposed to divide by 4,
Yep.
which is 2.
Yep. You divide by 4 is 2, and then do you keep the sign or do you flip it?
I'm sorry.
Just an equality sign, do you keep it or do you flip it?
Wait,
Flip it.
I'm confused.
We can do
Exactly.
So we keep it.
So you keep it because you're dividing by a positive number, right? If we divided by -4, would you keep it or would you flip it?
Flip it.
Perfect. Are you gonna have a full circle or empty circle?
4.
Awesome. Yeah, that's number 3. Alright. So we're adding 19 or subtracting 19? So it's subtracted right here. So you got,
Add 19 on both sides.
yeah, and 2, right? Cancel that out, because that's the opposite of what you said, right? So you're super close, that's like the exact right setup. You can leave that setup, so that's not really, that's right. lesson. It's like if you were to rewrite it, you would have,
Or what's greater than.
yeah, so this one, pretend like there's like a one in front of that X, and you can like split it into halves, so it's like one over X, and then like negative 4 over 5. The easiest way for me to figure out though, even without splitting it, is like, you know, you gotta get rid of this 5 on the bottom, so now you get rid of that 5 on the bottom, and you just separate it as a whole.
It's just divided.
So it's being divided right now, right? Exactly, so I've multiplied both sides of that 5 first, just so you can get rid of that fraction, the ugly number, right? So once you multiply both sides by 5, what do you have left on that side?
Are you supposed to cancel this by one?
Exactly. Cause you just did that in first. So X minus 4 is.
5 times 4 is 20.
Exactly. Get rid of those 10, okay, good.
So 27, 2,
What's your times?
3 times 5 is 10.
Awesome, so what do you have left on your table? I'll go back. How much you have? That's awesome. X is less than 5, but we're going to the left to the right. That's perfect circle. What you got? That rocks.
At 4.
Good work. Multiply by 5, that's perfect. So you just have to have that X over minus 4 on the left side. You don't have to multiply that top by 5, because it just cancels that bottom number. Does that make sense? It's a little confusing. So if you write multiply times 5, you cancel what's going to be left on this left side. So you have just X minus 4. You don't have to multiply that 4 by 5. You will go close.
That was better than
The signs. So that was 2 times 5 on the right side. Perfect, exactly. So that X minus 4 is greater than 10. And then I'll let you keep doing it. But you gotta do that 4 afterwards. So just change that to a 10 you got, that's awesome. That division and then raise it to
Sorry?
you gotta multiply both
I have
sides.
no idea. I don't know.
Right, because that's the only thing that doesn't have like. Yeah,
That one just subtract 3 from there, but like, I don't think how you supposed to do it. It's like, so.
exactly,
So I said no,
right, how come?
because it's an extra grade, you don't have to do that.
Exactly, because that 12 doesn't have an X yet, right?
So would you like to do something like minus those?
Exactly, so it only gets tricky because they're just out of order, right? Usually the
Yeah.
X one is like the one that comes first. So keep doing exactly that from, so minus 9 from both sides. Okay, so we got, that's minus 4, so right there, hold on, 1 is 2 times 5. There you go. Now what do you do to that 4 to get that X along both sides? Pretty sure what's happening here is that it says X minus 4, right? Right, so it's the opposite of subtraction. Yeah, exactly, so you gotta do both sides. That X minus 4 here, and we're gonna do that 4. We gotta get the 4 to the right side, right? So what do you do both sides? Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Just make sure it's up there. X is gonna be greater than or equal to 2. Okay, I want you guys to go ahead and work on your independent practice, on your own now. All your graphs are looking pretty good.
So you let it help somebody do.
Definitely.
Definitely.
What do you have?
annoying.
Awesome. She's that. Yes.
I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Yeah. I don't know, you guys said it. It's 7. That's not bad. I said subtract. Here, you had to say 3 for both sides. So I'm subtracting,
Boy.